Welcome back, everyone. Talking about commerce in Nashville, commerce that is reliable, dependable, trustworthy. Happy to have with us the CEO of the Better Business Bureau, Kathleen Callaghan, and we are taking your calls. And let's go to Lucy. Hello, Lucy.
Hey, y'all. I hate to be so negative, but I really have a complaint for the BBB. In essence, I don't think I'll ever use anybody that has is a member of the BBB because of the experience that I've had in the past 5 or 6 years. First with a carpenter, and I had already had a roofer lined up that was a BBB roofer, and they came out a couple of weeks later, and they were horrific. It's short of vandalism of some of the stuff they did around my property, and the foreman that they had left with that roofing company. And the last one was a mechanic a year ago, and I went in for an estimate and told him what I wanted done, and he said I didn't need all that done. Well, it needed to be replaced, but when I went back to have it done, he really did a number on my vehicle. Things that weren't even related to what he did had been messed up. I mean, probably $2,000 or $3,000 worth of stuff, which once again, I'm like, aren't y'all BBB? And I got my vehicle back with parts missing.
Well, let me ask you, did you file a complaint?
I did not file a complaint, and I'll tell you why. Because the first guy, when he drug a one-day labor job into 3.5 days, you know, I had to get the roof put on. But when the roofer came along and they had done some stuff that they did not complete, and I had paid them for more than half the job, they brought 5 big men out with him, and I was by myself, but a friend of mine came over, you know, happened to come over, and she was intimidated by the way he was talking to me and up my face. And I thought, you know, I don't mind having you correct a problem, but when, like the mechanic's job, that went so way over the top, and I had gone to him, and he told me that I didn't know what I was talking about, this part missing off my vehicle, and which I did, and then he told me it was no longer available, and 30 minutes after I left his mechanic shop, I called up the dealership and had it on order, and it was there in a week.
All right, well, let's talk about all that. All right, so there you have somebody. What do you think?
Lucy, thank you for that call. And, you know, the process is incomplete. Every business that you have a problem with, whether it's an accredited BBB member or it's a non-BBB member, if you don't voice the problem, the Better Business Bureau can't address that. No business is going to be able to run from their customers' reputation with them. And if you've had, this sounds like you've had three customer issues that I understand that you might be intimidated with, but you have to do the right thing. You're allowing a business to perform inadequately with you and their reputation to go unchecked. The BBB needs to hear about that, and we would protect your identity. We would help you help other customers, and most importantly, you would help the BBB remove that accreditation and their membership if they were not responsible to the code they had committed to. So this has to work full circle. The customer, the business, and the BBB. That's how we get to ethical commerce. I wish I could do something about something I don't know about, but my staff can't do that, Ben. And I'm very disturbed that Lucy calls in with 3 unhappy customer experiences with any company in Middle Tennessee, but that it was a BBB accredited business. We could have done something about that.
And you are so passionate about what has happened in this situation is money went to a business that maybe didn't deserve it.
Absolutely.
And there are many other businesses that do deserve it.
And add this to it, they're treading on the valuable century-year-old reputation of the Better Business Bureau.
That's even another level.
And I'm out of the equation. I can't do anything about it because I don't know anything about it.
what are the businesses that are those strike me as businesses where, number one, people have a lot of questions, and number two, it would be very difficult to maybe regulate. She's talking about mechanics, she's talking about a roofer, that kind of thing. Are these some of the most challenging?
Absolutely. Home improvement, construction, this is an imperfect, at best, industry. It's imperfect. It's like going to the doctor, I have a sore throat. What's wrong with me? You know, and you take this and you come back next week, you still have a sore throat. So sometimes it's a process of elimination. Sometimes the business gets it right the first time, but that is what the best avenue for the BBB to come into. The customer is unhappy. You need an advocate. It's the BBB.
And all right, so let's go through what the customer does. If they filed a complaint, you said they could be anonymous?
Yeah, we would, if there is fear, that customer fears that they've been intimidated, that wasn't the owner of the company out there on that job site.
Right, right.
Was it?
Probably
no,
not.
It was an employee most of the time. So the Better Business Bureau would go straight to the owner of the company, not even have to reveal who the customer is until we got some more information about what was going on this particular job. To protect we understand that sometimes women living alone, seniors, they're intimidated. We don't want that to be exploited in any way, but there's always a path to resolution.
Well, let's go to Taylor on line 3. Hello, Taylor.
Good evening, and good evening to your guest.
Thank you.
Watched her for many years on this show. And
Absolutely.
Thank you.
only voice for consumers in this area. And by the way, they handle a lot more than just Nashville. They handle all of Middle Tennessee, as I recall. But I have been burnt on a few occasions. I won't get into those, but in each of those occasions, I hadn't called your office and got a report. Let me tell you how easy it is. If I'm going to have my car worked on tomorrow by someone I don't know, I can write down their phone number, telephone BBB tonight, and get an automated report, which is absolutely terrific. And so I thank her for the work she does
thank you.
and the businesses that cooperate with them. And if you see a BBB sign in a window and it's got a year 10 years ago, they may have been a member for 1 year, but they're still so proud of their sign they left it up. It may be very unethical. So.
Or they forget to change it. That happens too.
Okay.
And that's why you always, at the end of that report, he's talking about getting over the phone. We will say this is, how long they've been accredited with us. And it's in our published reports on our website as well. But this is I many times forget that we first started serving consumers through our automated telephone service years ago. It was an instant hit, and a lot of people still use it. Most people use the website, but I do want to remind your listeners you can dial in as well.
Taylor, thank you for calling in. Always great to hear from you, Taylor. Let's go to Barbara. Hello, Barbara.
Yes.
Hi, what's on your mind?
What'd you say?
What's on your mind? I think you need to turn down your TV.
Oh, okay. I should do that. Thank you for telling me.
Yes, ma'am. And then, okay, are you ready? Can you talk now?
Yes, I do. Yes, I can.
All right, go right ahead.
One real concern that I have, and I'm not the only person who has this problem, is with Verizon. There was one company that I was never able to solve, even through Better Business Bureau, the problems that we have, because they have more areas to stack these things in than, say, you all do. I don't know, but many, many, many of my friends, myself, it was a tremendous problem, but you can't solve a problem with Verizon through Better Business Bureau
or with Verizon. I've tried too many times.
All right, well, let's talk about that. Thank you.
You know, that's a huge company. It's telecommunications. I can't even remember how many complaints this company has nationwide. It's huge.
Right.
And yes, they have customer service that certainly is lacking, and solving the problem takes so much patience, and it is very difficult. I wish that this Verizon was headquartered in our service area. Unfortunately, it's not. We don't handle those complaints, but we have to hand them off to another Better Business Bureau. But yeah, I understand. I've been where you are personally as a consumer, so I understand that.
That's interesting. That brings up an interesting point. I mean, obviously, so we've talked about like a roofer that may be very, very local and that kind of thing. Then you get a Verizon, which is enormous. And
has millions of customers.
Right. What presents more challenges?
Absolutely. It's the huge corporations that are not headquartered in this area that we have no influence over, but we have lots of their customers. So yeah, it's a huge challenge for Better Business Bureaus. It's a huge challenge for state consumer affairs offices, everyone.
But you could still give a report.
Absolutely.
Like, such and such company is not responding.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
And you know, that's why a savvy consumer understands one thing that you can put through with every transaction you make. If there's not, if you haven't had an experience with the company you're do business with, don't enter into long-term contracts. Service contracts for a vehicle, that's maybe an extended warranty. We had a caller about alarm service, a year at the most.
Right.
Phone service, a year at a most. Cable, all of those things, long-term contracts until you have an experience and you are if you're going to be a happy camper or not. And then at the end of that contract, you can say, no, I'm going someplace else. But what do we do as consumers? Most of the time we want the best deal, and that means a long-term contract.
Right. That's true. That's a good point. Let's go to Betty. Hello, Betty.
Hello.
Hi, what's on your mind?
Well, I'm calling about my service. Well, I would tell you the name of it, but I guess I better not. It's a ADT is what it is. It's
Oh, you told us the name. So this is a security company.
Yes, it is.
And you've had some problems?
I am. What happened, I never did take care of things, and my husband passed away, so I had to take care of everything. So my family decided I need security.
Well, now, Betty, did you look them up at the Better Business Bureau or use the Better Business Bureau?
I did not. No, I did not.
Well, Betty, let us help you now. If you're having any problem with your security service provider, let BBB help you with that. You can use the internet. You can go to our website. It's so easy. Go bbb.org, or you can just look us up in your local directory. Call. A service rep will be happy to help you. ADT is a huge company, but I can tell you from experience that they are extremely responsive to the Better Business Bureau. They want you to be a happy company.
And I think, as a consumer, I think when you're grading a business, there's so many ways to do it. But it is interesting to me that the way that you do it is, do they respond? And really, that's key.
Yeah.
You know, do they want to talk to a consumer?
Are they interested in their customer?
Yeah, after
the sale.
And that is huge.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about a big event that's coming up. But we're going to take a break. We can take a couple more calls if you want. And also, we have other big stuff to talk about. So we'll take a break. Be back right after this.